liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution. And you can murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom.
You're tapped in, so let's get right to it. So now this is a must hear right here. And I advise that you guys go look this thing up, man, after I get through telling you what's really going on in the sewers of New York City. So in the news lately, there are individuals crawling out of the manholes in New York City, especially Bensonhurst, places like that, the Bronx. These people are coming out of the sewers, the manholes, 2, 3 in the morning. I mean, not just 1 or 2 people, but scores of people are coming up out of the sewers in New York. Now, if this is the time machine or something remnant of that, the Morlocks coming above ground to get the LUA, the LUA, I don't know what it is, Now, there have been stories that there are a lot of secret tunnels and passageways underneath the ground in New York City that goes back hundreds of years. Some of these secret passages and tunnels lead to chambers that are not known to common man. There's also the allegation that Jews are down there, or that the Jewish people, Ashkenazis, or of European descent, are down there doing, who knows what. Also couple that with the fact that bodies have been found in these sewers. You can go back as long as 6 years ago. From then to now, bodies are being discovered in these sewers. Now, what condition those bodies are in, I can't speak to. But this is, again, so reminiscent of the time machine, where, you have the Morlocks coming above surface, at night, to capture and eat the Eloi, I don't know. Now, as to whether or not they're going to take over and start some type of traditional war or invasion, is left to be seen. But instead, there are terrifying dynamics connected to this story, and this is all over the city. People are being recorded coming out of the sewers. In the middle of the street, manhole covers are being removed, and anywhere from 10 to 15 people are coming up out of these manholes. The question is, what the hell are they doing down there? What's going on down there? This is something that needs to be addressed and looked into. I'm pretty sure that the New York police or the city is actually looking into it. How seriously, aggressively, I don't know. But you get a lot of movies, especially back in the day in the 90s, that dealt with New York and its sewer system, and always some type of creature being down there laying in wait to capture and eat some unsuspecting human being. All right. I don't know if this is art imitating life or life imitating art. I don't know what's going on down there. I do know, though, that the news is abuzz with this incident. All right. And I can't help but, and if you guys think about it, you come to almost the same conclusion that we're dealing with, a scene or remnants of the time machine where the Morlocks are coming above surface to do what? And the Eloi, are, suffering as a result, people coming up dead, missing, or whatnot. This is something that is really, really, really not just fascinating, but serious, I think, for a number of reasons. For one, I'm not making light of this per se, but it's just reminiscent of some literature I read before. But here you have this situation where the world is in a state of disarray. There's a lot taking place in the world with certain powers, certain demographics. They are trying to affect hegemony over everything and everyone. All right. And to do that, the public must be made to fear things that we aren't privy to or of, that we don't understand, or that confuses us. I think this is one of those things in that this could be used as a false flag, people. You don't know who's going down in these sewers, where there have been pictures actually of Jewish people going down in these sewers and coming back up, literally being caught, numbers of them coming up out of the sewers. Now, I say that to say, this could be actually used as a false flag to put fear in the citizens of New York City, in respects to terrorist attacks or something. People can go down there, plant whatever, chemical weapons, explosives, and then boom, hey, we have terrorists from Iran in the sewers. All right. Something to think about. So again, this is something that needs to be taken seriously. Of course, I don't mean to make light of this, because again, there are too many perspectives, or too many things can come to be as a result of people going down in them sewers. And again, no one knows who these people are. They aren't city officials. They're coming up out of the sewers. They're undressing on the streets and walking away in different directions. Just, it's like something in the movie, a horror movie, a sci-fi movie. And no one can explain this. There are reports that maybe 3 individuals have been caught coming up out of these sewers. But again, what's the news on that? There isn't much on who these individuals are. I'm willing to wager I know what demographic they represent, but I don't want to put that out there, without any more basis, or proof or research. But this is the thing, it gets you to thinking, what's happening in the sewers in America, especially New York, where people are coming up out of manholes. Something is going on. All right. Something is going on. I can't call it, can't put my finger on it just yet, but my mind works in mysterious ways. It comes up with all kind of, I analyze different perspectives. All right. Now, that being said, I have a clip, as always. I want to drop this clip because, again, this is big news in New York. A lot of people are starting to worry about this, this activity coming from underground onto the surface. All right. Before I drop this clip, please like, share, follow, comment, and subscribe to TAP, the Art of Political Discourse. Your participation and viewership is greatly appreciated. And we're going to go on another campaign and begin to ask the viewers, you, to not just like and share, but to subscribe. Let's get these numbers up on TAP. We would appreciate everyone's participation, as well as your subscribing to this channel. We're not asking for any money from anyone. We're asking that you guys give this channel the time of day. All right. That being said, let's get to this content, because like I said, it's something to really think about. We're living in dangerous times right now. All right, people, let's not make light of this situation in terms of what's going on in the world. How so many distractions are being employed to keep people's minds and focus off of those things that are that should be really important to us. All right. There is a lot going on. This issue, and I'm bringing this issue up, I found it interesting in that this is one of those situations that could be used, to someone else's advantage, but the disadvantage of the American citizen, the people in America. Something can occur as a result of this, and before you know it, they're blaming somebody or something to explain away what's going on. All the while, though, there are other issues going on behind the scenes that we're not going to be able to focus on, because someone has devised or decided to create or plant a false flag, So let's just be mindful of that probability. All right. Not just a possibility, it's a probability that this thing could actually occur. Now, without further ado, let's get into this clip. I find it interesting. I find it very interesting. All right.
Underground mystery in Brooklyn tonight, spanning 2 neighborhoods. The incidents happened in Williamsburg and Gravesend within about an hour. The NYPD says people were seen breaking into the sewer, entering and exiting through the manhole covers. News 4's Charles Watson in Williamsburg, where police are trying to get to the bottom of it.
There had been a pretty heavy police presence here at Hayward Street and Bedford Avenue in Williamsburg as police and other crews inspected a manhole after it was reported that several people were seen going into the manhole early Friday morning. It's one of two similar incidents in Brooklyn.
Oh, y'all see that? Y'all see that?
Alone today.
It's really odd. It's suspicious.
Brandon Chang reacting to two incidents in Brooklyn Friday where police say groups of people were seen entering and exiting sewer manholes in the early morning hours. The latest incident attracting a large crowd of onlookers as both the NYPD and Department of Environmental Protection focused their attention on a manhole at Bedford Avenue and Hayward Street in Williamsburg. Police say this location is where 8 unidentified individuals were seen on security video entering the manhole around 1 a.m. before exiting and fleeing in a vehicle.
Okay, so listen. Okay, this is intentional. This is intentional. And not only are they're exiting and fleeing in vehicles that are already waiting. All right. Now, again, I made light of it initially, but this is a serious matter. It should be taken seriously, especially by the public, because no one knows, what they left down there. Or what they're going down there for. When they exit, they're in a hurry. They're running to awaiting vehicles and they're speeding off. No one's been caught, So when I say, hey, this could be a false flag could be it. One may be planted. Who knows? All right. This is serious stuff. This is serious stuff.
Man who acts not to be identified telling us that officials had been out here looking for hours at a scene that seemed to continue to expand.
They brought in a lot more, let's say trucks that haven't been used in a long time. Yeah. And they're blocking off more streets.
A second incident was reported near Collin Place and McDonald Avenue and the Gravesend section shortly after 2 Friday morning. Police say they were alerted to 7 individuals exiting a manhole there, prompting a sweep by the NYPD and other agencies that turned up no evidence of danger or wrongdoing. Back in Williamsburg, the idea of people easily climbing into a manhole concerning for some.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't expect that the NYPD and others, maintenance. I mean, you would understand the intricacies of, the sewers. Again, some of them are old, centuries old, and some individuals, who knows, may have the oldest plans or blueprints of that, that passageway, that sewer. You know what I mean? It's always been said, when you look at certain movies, when that again were done in New York or Philadelphia, there are chambers underneath the ground that a lot of us are not aware of, secret chambers and passageways. Some of these people may have the diagrams for that. You don't know what's being stored down there, who's down there, or what they're doing. All right, so again, this is something that needs to be taken serious.
100%, because the government, normal people like you and I, we're not supposed to go down there, right? It's supposed to be the workers. They're the ones that are supposed to be handling the systems down there, not you and I.
DEP releasing a statement to News 4, writing in part about the Williamsburg incident, quote, DEP is inspecting the sewer infrastructure at this location to ensure there is no damage to the system. DEP works closely with our public safety partners to help ensure the safety and security of critical infrastructure throughout New York City. Officials have not confirmed whether the incidents in Williamsburg or Gravesend are related. Police are searching for the groups of individuals who were seen entering and exiting the manholes at both locations. And William.
Okay, so listen. Again, this is a situation where we don't know exactly what's occurring. We just know the news is coming out, but it's been this, all right? This isn't nothing new. People have been saying this for the longest. Hey, why are these Jewish people going underground? Why are they coming up out of the sewers? Numbers and scores of them. They just identified 2 incidents with 8 individuals at one location and 7 more. Probably, double that. But what's the reason for this? what's going on. You don't know, and that's the scary part. Whether they're looking for interruption, I think, in the power lines, the fiber optics and things of that nature. But I think it should be more, the search should be more thorough. It should be more thorough in terms of what could actually be placed down there to create a disruption or allegedly some terrorist attack or so-called terrorist attack. You don't know. You don't know. Yeah, this is something that needs to be thought out long and hard, because there's a lot to this. And again, I made light of it initially because, there are books written about this stuff, the time machine, where, again, the Morlocks, they're coming to the surface and they're coming to, cause harm, damage, kidnap, to eat people, you know what I mean? And the Elroy are, oblivious to this stuff, not just oblivious, but they're so weak in terms of how to defend themselves against such a thing that they're being, they're being taken over. Surface people are being taken over by the Morlock. It sounds far-fetched, but it's worth considering. We don't know. And let's just hope that, those who run the city, especially these sewage lines, those who have been granted the authority to protect the citizen, are doing their jobs thoroughly. You don't want anything to occur that can be linked to some type of act that was done to harm, innocent people, or done to, create fear and fright amongst the citizens to where they'll blindly give up, their, authority to others so that others can determine how people should live their lives daily. We've already lost much of our self-control, our self-determination. We've lost much, a lot of it. But, you have to think that if something occurs, then that's just more of our self-determination. Our freedoms will be, eroded away because of such a thing. There's a lot going on in the world. So we advise that you take care of yourselves and each other. Now, in the meantime, in the between time, let us know what you think about this piece. I find this piece to be very interesting. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Why are they going underground? What's down there? Who's down there? Why are they down there? Let us know what you think in the comments. Until next time, take care of yourselves and one another.
You can murder a liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder a revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution. And you can murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom.